Good morning. This is RCB News, and I am Ryan Bowling. I want to talk about the idea of Kamala Harris being removed out of office. Now, that's a fat chance that's going to happen, in my opinion, but I'm going to get into that later on. I'm going to be reading a portion of Anthony Brown Logan's article on this, and you can basically read for your own self the continuation of that article in the description box below. But after I read a portion of this article, I'm going to give you my opinion on what I think, whether or not Kamala Harris is going to be removed out of office or not. And the title of the article is Vice President Kamala Harris may be removed from office. Vice President Kamala Harris might be on the way out, according to rumors swirling on Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C. There have been rumors of discontent from Kamala Harris's camp with the administration. Allegations of racism have been lobbied to Biden and his team in response to accusations of what essentially amounts to incompetence from Harris herself. Constant gaffes and awkward laughing at inappropriate times are hallmarks of Kamala Harris's flaws. Don't we all know that? The Biden administration obviously recognizes these issues. If Kamala Harris is removed before the 2024 election, there is obviously a question of who will replace her. The big rumor surrounding Kamala Harris's questionable future comes from possible confirmation hearings in the House of Representatives. This is important we understand this. Talking about possible confirmation hearings in the House of Representatives, not exactly confirmed. The House does not usually confirm normal nominees. However, the House does confirm vice presidential nominees. So if there is a rumor of House confirmation hearings, then there is a rumor of the vice president being replaced. The question here is obvious and simple. Why would there be a need to replace Kamala Harris? After all, the Democratic Party clearly doesn't care about who is in office as long as they can maintain power. Bingo. The issue may be a longer game issue concerning the stability of Joe Biden. And I'm going to finish reading the article there. And as I said earlier, you can read the rest of that article in the description box below. But right off the bat, let me just say this right up front. As I said in the introduction of this video, I don't believe at all that they're going to remove Kamala Harris. In my opinion, I believe that this is nothing more than a smokescreen. Why focus on getting rid of Harris when Biden is the obvious one that's declining? Now, true, Kamala Harris has a lot of gaffes, and she every time you turn on, she laughing, makes me want to just barf half the time with that laughing. It's so aggravating. True, she does that a lot, but at least she's cognitive mentally. Biden, every other time he talks, he's always slipping. He doesn't know where he's at. Somebody made a kind of comical video on Biden. It said that the issue is not so much that people have a hard time understanding Biden. The issue is that they don't know the language that Biden speaks. He speaks Bidenese. This is what this guy said on a Facebook post, and it was comical, and it was so comical, and he was making all these quirky little statements that Biden oftentimes makes and puts words together and phrases together that makes no sense at all, but it had me rolling. But anyway, it seems clear and evident to me that Biden is the one that's in the decline even more so than Kamala Harris. So why is the focus on Kamala Harris and not on Biden when Biden is the one that's the president? Biden is the one that seems to be doing the most declining. You would think they would evoke the 25th Amendment, right? You know, that's what they wanted to do with Trump. They claimed Trump was incompetent. He was this, he was that, he was crazy, he was all these type of things. And talk was from the Democratic Party they was going to evoke the 25th Amendment. But not one Democrat that I'm aware of has said anything about the 25th Amendment being evoked against Biden when everybody in the country can clearly see, they got eyes to see that the man is in mental decline. So why is this focus? I think it's just a smokescreen to get people to think, to get people to focus on something else other than the person that's in office right now. I believe that the powers that be that are behind the scene that's manipulating everything, if you will, Biden's handlers are nervous right now. They're scared. They're like, oh my God, the people, millions of people all over the country that voted for Biden see now that this was a mistake. And now the midterms is coming in 2022. They're scared to death. and they got to put everybody's focus on something else. Oh, let's put it all on Harris, because after all, the American people voted for Biden. They didn't vote for Harris. They voted for Biden. Biden picked her as a vice president. They voted for Biden, but now they're seeing that Biden is in terrible decline. He's pushing these mandates. Gas prices have gone up. All these negative things have happened while he's been in office, and he hasn't even been in office a year, and all these negative things are happening. And a lot of people that voted for him are starting to see that. And the powers that be, the Democrats in the deep state, so to speak, see the same thing. So now I believe they're trying to use a smokescreen, a diversion tactic to get everybody's attention off of Biden, because it's an embarrassment. They're embarrassed. They pushed to get this man in office. They basically cheated to get him in office, in my opinion. And now that he's in office, the man is a complete, I don't want to call him, but the man is just completely wacko. And both those who have voted for him and those who have not voted for him see that. Those who didn't vote for him clearly saw that before he got in office. But those that have voted for him are seeing it even more now. So now the powers that be, those that are controlling Biden and giving him his lines, so to speak, are starting to see that the masses of people that voted for him are disillusioned. They're angry. They're going around saying, F Joe Biden and all this kind of stuff in arenas and in places. And it's embarrassing. So they got to find a way to get the focus and attention off of Biden and put it on someone else. And who else better to do than Kamala Harris? They're trying it with Trump. This is so crazy. They're trying it with Trump, right? Trump is out of office. You don't hear that much from Trump. And yet you see on news sources and all kinds of places, you see these people still talking about Trump, still trying to bring Trump up. What's up with this problem with Trump? What is wrong with these people? Trump gone, man. You know what? If Trump was to pass today, pass on today and die and pass on and be 6 feet under, they still be talking about him. They'll probably make up something, or it's a conspiracy theory. He's really not dead. He's really hiding in a bunker somewhere, creating a faction of people to follow him. They will probably make up some stupid mess to keep the junk going on. You know, they can't handle it. They can't handle it, so they got to find a way, as far as I'm concerned, to get everyone's attention on something else. And what better person than Kamala Harris? They, like I said earlier, they tried Trump. And they're still trying to put Trump up there, but people are kind of keen to that. They know, both those on the left and the right know that, man, stop it with this Trump stuff. Trump gone. Trump ain't saying hardly anything. Trump gone. What are you talking about? So now they got to put all the focus on someone else. And that's Kamala Harris. That's Kamala Harris. You know what? I tried to find this. I tried my best to find this source. It's in one of the books that I purchased, and I couldn't find it. But in one of the books I purchased, there was a top official. I think he was a representative from an individual from the House of Representatives some years ago, and I can't remember his name, and I can't remember what particular book. But he said these words, and I'm paraphrasing these words. He says, "Whatever happens in politics, it was planned. It didn't just happen; it was planned." And I believe that this whole situation with Kamala Harris being removed out of office because she's incompetent and all this kind of stuff is a planned effort by the deep state Democrats and the communist insurgents to try to get everyone's focus off of Biden because they're embarrassed and the midterm elections 2022 is coming up and they don't know what to do. So they got to get everybody's attention off of him and put it on her. That's what I believe that is. So, I mean, it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy. And that's what I believe that this is all about. It's a big diversion tactic to try to get everybody, because they're embarrassed. They're so embarrassed they don't know what to do. They're so embarrassed they don't know what to do. And 2020 midterm, like I said, 2020 midterms, 22 midterms is coming up. And I believe some of those seats in the House of Representatives are empty and about to be empty because you got some of these people that are retiring. And I'm pretty sure that some conservatives are going to replace those seats. And if that happens, that's going to really put well, I don't want to say imbalance. I would like to say rather a good balance in the House of Representatives in terms of Republicans and Democrats, because now it won't be leaning so to the left, where every law that passes, no matter how draconian it is, it'll get passed because you got all of these far leftist, communist, insurgent Democrats in there pushing these draconian laws and mandates on the American people. But if you have it balanced with a substantial amount of Republicans or moderate Republicans or moderate Democrats, if you will, take it that step. You have it moderate conservatives and moderate Democrats, and you have it balanced off, moderate conservatives, moderate Democrats, and you have it balanced off, then you won't have it won't be so easy to push these draconian laws on the people. So they're terrified. I said, oh, we got to do something about this. Oh, my God. This man is a bumbling idiot. Oh, my goodness. And his birthday is coming up, and he's about to be, what, 79, 80 years old, something like that. They said, the man is clearly in decline. Put the two together. Biden and Kamala Harris. True, Kamala Harris it can be bumbling and get laughing and whatever, and she has her own gaffes, but she's nowhere near as bad as Biden. So why would you be trying to get rid of Kamala Harris? No. I believe that they're trying to shift the attention off of Biden because he's an embarrassment and put it on Kamala Harris. They got to find some way to keep everybody's attention away from Biden. But also, I believe, too, that they're nervous also of the re-election of Biden. It's clear that more than likely Biden is not going to be reelected. And if he gets reelected, it will be a straight cheat. It will be hard for me to believe that anyone in America who voted for him in the first time would vote for him again the second time around. And if he gets in this time, then clearly it would have been a big cheat, a big steal. But I just wanted to give my spin on that, you guys. What do you guys think about this whole idea of getting rid of the possibility of Kamala Harris being ousted out, Vice President Kamala Harris being ousted out? Do you think that's accurate? Do you think it's really going to happen? Do you think it's a smokescreen? I think it's a smokescreen. I think it's nothing but a big facade, a planned effort to get everyone's attention off of Biden, who's the real problem here. But what do you guys think? Just put your thoughts in the comment section below. If you like this video, press the like button, share this video, and subscribe. God bless you all, and see you again on RCB News.